What's up, fuckos? Welcome back to the Type QQ Gaming channel. We have some more Dokingan coming in. Another run of another one of this game that's sort of like that sort of blitzkrieg, sort of maniac, madman rush into enemies with your sword type of game. I've been really liking this game so far, and I think we're starting to really put things together. This run in particular beats our high score rather quick, and we actually get a bit further in the game as well. Still, I think there's a long ways to go. I was just briefly looking at some of the gameplay videos on YouTube when it comes to this game, just to get an idea of where I am in the game. And I think I'm like 2 stages behind, just looking at time. I didn't really want to look into it too much and get a kind of, too much of a crystal ball reading of bosses and patterns and stuff like that. But I kind of got an estimate of, where I'm at when it comes to length of our videos. And our videos should be about 10 minutes longer, so I'm guessing that might be 2 more levels. But, depending on, sort of challenge areas, or, those sort of spikes you find in some games, maybe there's an easy level in there. It doesn't have to always be, an incline, so to speak, that sort of thing. But so far, really enjoying the game and the runs. It's not feeling too much of a chore, especially where it feels like I'm kind of getting my bearings a bit more. Finding things that work and kind of sticking with them. Primarily this sort of knife attack, this sort of 3-pronged laser thing that kind of comes out of the ship. Does a ton of damage, and actually provides you quite a lot of movement speed as well. So it's been working out really well, or at least as well as our current skill level allows us to use it as. If that even if that phrase does not make any goddamn sense. First level boss, we don't find a whole lot of difficulty with him. I find with this boss is because we use the melee weapon, we can almost dodge his weapons at a sort of horizontal angle and just kind of stick with him with the knife real close. And so far so good with the no miss bonus there on the first level. Can't really complain, really. On to stage 2. Not a lot of hard work so far, but it doesn't need to be. There's easy stuff right here. However, these guys can pose an issue, I suppose, if you kind of let them, do their thing. But it looks like maybe this is also weapon or bullets you can kind of stab through. All the same, taking down that mid boss rather quickly, which is always good. Getting kind of congested there, but it looks like we took care of that all the same. And there with it looks like 4 hits on our life there as well. So pretty good area to be on for this boss fight coming up. The little helper guy brought us up to that maximum gauge on that instead of giving us another hit, or rather another auto bomb, really. And then we have this sort of red rain pattern that I'm not the biggest fan of, only because I do such a poor job dodging it. But it looks like maybe pretty lucky dodge there, to be completely honest. It looks like we kind of made it through without being punished too much. Not really fooled by that any longer. Oh, well, to be honest, I haven't really been fooled by that attack in this game. You know, I've seen that sort of stuff before. Alright, level 2 boss done as well. And really no harm done except for, you know, I think it's just a single hit there at the end. But overall, going into stage 3 here, looking pretty damn good. You know, we've taken a few hits, but it's nothing that we haven't recovered through hitting enemies and getting helped out by that little ship at the end of the stage. But this is certainly a level that really do packs on the sort of suicide enemies that kind of charge at you, firing stuff. And kind of experimenting what you really should go about doing it, because you know you don't really have the option of sitting still, you know, and you know, just killing them, because they are leaving bullets that need to be dodged. Almost a pretty decent dodge there until it wasn't such a nice dodge, and now we're just gone to hell, really. Did pretty well in this game up until this last like 5 seconds, where just like everything seemed to be hitting us. And here's a part of the stage I really do dread. I'm not very good at these guys. These guys create such a strange pattern, that sort of opening V, and there's a few of them. Yeah, I can't get my head around it. So we haven't really gone through it without taking damage. And this boss isn't particularly the hardest. However, you know, maybe just not in the right mind frame after all those enemies prior. Probably puts me in a bad place to concentrate. You know, that sort of thing. But I mean, not all that bad. You know, we've got 3 lives and doing pretty damn well on our hit. Playing very defensive on that as well. And kind of got punished trying to get back up on the screen. The last dodge I think was a good idea, but just not executed very well. Learning from my past runs not to really fuck with these laser guys too much, just because they're a pain in the ass to take care of, and you know, and it's kind of a mistake to get hit by that laser too many times. So, you know, taking out the ones here and there, but going back to the spread fire, just so I can kind of concentrate on dodging. But and really not so bad. We're up to kind of full strength again. This boss does have a phase that really does just punch us right in the ass every time. And there it is. He sort of dips down there with his sort of, like, I guess, you know, best to be described as hands, and just kind of shoots a few different walls at us. I'm not really sure if there's, you know, maybe you're supposed to jump to the top of the screen and just kind of avoid it all. I'm not really sure, but yeah, so far in these last few videos, you know, that attack's coming and hit us every time. Pretty poor dodging as well. It's just, yeah, it's really gone bad. And I think that's kind of what happens, is that this guy just starts out strong and really shakes us, and what's really a shame, you lose a life there with just an ass hair left on his life gauge. So, you know, really didn't need to lose that life. You know, moving forward and checking out the end of the video, you know, what could have that extra life had been. But, you know, we're already topping our high score at the end of this level. So, you know, it's kind of one of those things where we're playing better, but there are still, like, pieces we're just not putting together. Sleep behind the wheel there or something. Just absolutely stupid, and just allow those enemies to just dive in and hit us a couple times. Yeah, and I think it's kind of like that last boss fight did kind of shake everything up. You know, and he's certainly been a sort of like you know, pain in the ass, or a sort of problem area that we've had in our runs, where things seem to go pretty well up until, you know, we fight him and things kind of go a little shitty. Some decent dodging there. Followed by some not so decent dodging there. And here we go into some tricky stuff here with these sort of giant rail guns out of this big mothership-like area. You know, it looks like you can go through the ship and go through the guns without much trouble, without taking damage, but yeah, it doesn't give you a lot of movement speed. This little ship here too, as well, has been giving us some trouble, but you know, it does take damage when you go around it like there. So, you know, you can certainly go around it and just kind of graze the whole thing. However, you do that too many times, and this other ship shows up. So, you know, I don't know. I guess I really don't have a correct answer for that quite yet. And this is some tough areas, because as soon as you take down one gun, another one kind of really respawns right out of it. So there's really nothing you can do that's you know, a quick fix, or rather everything you do is just a quick fix. You know, I mean, granted, you know, yeah, you get points out of it, but you know, you kind of don't want the ship to keep firing at you. But I mean, we are now actually the furthest point we've had, and still on pretty decent health. You know, we have lost a couple lives, but you know, at least we have some lives. And yeah, this area is really bringing some pressure. But it looks like the only things you really have to dodge are sort of blue and pink projectiles. And it's to the point where I'm kind of thinking I'm focusing on the wrong thing. And as soon as I take down that sort of head area, everything else goes to hell. So maybe spend too long there fighting the wrong piece. It's that sort of mid-boss, I suppose. You know, kind of tries to fake you out with the sort of end level thing, but you know, I kind of saw it coming, because you know there wasn't a life gauge or anything. A pretty easy pattern there, only because, you know, most of it you could just kind of rip through with your weapon, but really just not doing a very good job of dodging anything whatsoever. Getting too close there, and we're getting real dangerously close to actually, there it is. We'll say too dangerously close to dying, but then we immediately die afterwards. Sadly, it looked like we picked up another sort of auto bomb, but not in time, really. That's going to be it for this video. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, do all that stuff, and we'll come back and we'll play some more of Dokingan.